Wow. A good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a palm-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to have you this morning and to basically and purely and categorically work with you this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment of juncture, allow me invite our guest speaker, not only a guest speaker, but a coach, an online expert, an online social media expert, but also, ladies and gentlemen, one of the leaders that have really mastered the art of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And specifically, ladies and gentlemen, I would categorically say that this gentleman is a cryptocurrency trading expert. With pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, allow me invite and usher in one of our best, all the way from India. He comes from the schools of the hard knocks of the cryptocurrency arenas of this world. He rocks and rolls this world with cryptocurrency knowledge and helps as many people as possible to understand how powerful it is and how they could maximize profits across the lines. With pleasure, allow me invite our one and only, none other than Coach Manish, all the way from India. Welcome, sir. And you are the host to take over with us this morning and evening across the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my lovely leader, Julius. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity again and again to share my knowledge and my skills with you, all of you. So, what we are going to discuss today is about BTC, about Bitcoin, and what is the greatest opportunity we have very near future in front of us, and how we can take the maximum advantage of this opportunity in starting from today. So let me share with you our wonderful slide for today and take you to an amazing journey of Bitcoin. So let me share my screen. Okay, so let's start today's topic, that is Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? I hope all of you, each and every one of you, well know what is Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency that started in the year 2009, and after that, now we have more than 23,000 different cryptocurrencies, but still Bitcoin maintains the top position, the number one position in all the cryptocurrency world. And what is a cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a virtual currency designed to act as money. You can use it as money, but it is a virtual currency that travels only on internet, and it can be a form of payment outside the control of any one person, group, or entity. That means it is a decentralized currency which doesn't has any centralized authority or control. Each and every one of you, all of you who invest into Bitcoin, are the sole and complete owner of your own money. So this is controlled by not one but all of them. So that is why we call it decentralized currency. And this removes the need for any third party involvement in financial transaction. That means we can make our transaction peer to peer or person to person without involving any third party to come and validate that transaction, because not one person is responsible. All of the people who come into blockchain network are together verifying and validating the transaction. So this requires a very secure system to record the transaction and also to validate the transaction that we use as a blockchain. What is blockchain? Blockchain is a digital database, a database that is digital, or a ledger. And particularly, it is not a simple ledger, it is a distributed ledger, because it is distributed among all the new people who come into blockchain, and they each form a node, and all these nodes together form a block, and all the blocks together connect as a blockchain. So this is a peer-to-peer network on which all the transactions are recorded and verified together by all the thousands and thousands of people. So this is another form of digitally recording our transaction, and it is decentralized network. So the first question we that comes to our mind is, why do we need Bitcoin? When we are talking, we this is another form of currency or another form of money that we can use. So why do we need this new form of currency or new type of money when we all have our local currencies issued by our banks and controlled by our governments? Why did this need arise? So this arise because of one common problem that we all face today. I hope you all will raise your hands if I ask you, do you suffer from inflation? Do you suffer from inflation? How many of you will raise your hands if you don't like inflation? If you don't like inflation, just raise your hand. Let me see all of your hands. How many people are here who don't like inflation? How many of you love inflation? Then keep your hands down. But if you hate inflation, if you don't like inflation, just raise your hand. Okay, I see only one person hates inflation. Rest of you, do they love inflation? Do you like prices going up and up of all the commodities that you buy every day? Do you like inflation or you don't like inflation? Okay, so there is a mixed response. So let us move back to our yes. Now people are listening, and now they have started raising hand. So if you ask any one of your friends, do you like inflation? Definitely he will refuse. He will say that we hate inflation because what is inflation? That is the price of all the products or services that is going up, or you can say your cost of living is going up every year. Your cost of living, if you are living a standard lifestyle today, and if you compare it with what was your income 5 years or 10 years before, if you are still making that kind of income without any increment in your income, so you won't be able to buy the same products or services with the same amount of money, because the value of your money is going down and the price of each product and services has gone up in the last 5, 10, or 15 years. So this is called inflation. And what is the main reason behind inflation? That is endless printing of money, endless new printing of money by our banks, which don't have any backing or any security behind how much money they can print. So they are free to print as much new currency every time they need. So this is causing endless money printing. And when we have unlimited supply of money, that means that is the cause of inflation. That means the dollar or the local currency, whichever you use in your country, is losing its value. It's losing its value. That we call inflation. So why do we need Bitcoin? Because it is free from inflation. You see, it is free from inflation because it is not endless in supply. It has a limited supply, and the total supply of Bitcoin is limited to 21 million Bitcoin only. So not single Bitcoin will be ever generated after this 21 million Bitcoin. So that makes a scarcity through design. That makes a scarcity through design. So this asset is scarce in quantity. This has a limited supply. And when more and more people want to buy Bitcoin, they want to hold their Bitcoin in their wallet. So this causes the price of Bitcoin to go up and increase. So this is a free, inflation free, a form of asset that increases in value instead of if we keep our savings in form of local currency that are losing its value. So this is also a permissionless banking because no third party is involved between, and it is a decentralized network. Unlike the local currency, which the banking system control, this is a decentralized and free to use your own money or own kind of wealth. So definitely we all want to keep our savings in that asset doesn't decreases in value, but in fact it increases and grows in value. So this is the main reason why we need Bitcoin. Now, when we know about Bitcoin, we must also know what are the different ways by which we can make money in cryptocurrency or with Bitcoin. So the first activity which started with the starting of Bitcoin was mining. Mining means when you generate new coins by solving complex mathematical puzzles over the internet. This is the process by which you generate new coins, and in reward you get a certain amount of mining reward, which is your income. So mining is was the first activity which started with the launch of Bitcoin. Secondly, people realized that they can hold this Bitcoin for a long period of time just to have appreciation in the value. So this was the second way people started making money. They started investing and holding in Bitcoin for long period so that they can gain some financial gains. Third activity which people also started was putting their crypto assets on staking. Staking means when you lock your assets over blockchain for a certain fixed time, fixed period of months or years, then you get a fixed reward, or you can call a return on in your investment, or maybe interest, just like you get from your bank. So this is a fixed return uh, source of income which you can use as a fixed deposit. But if you want to make the maximum profit from this industry and you want every day to earn unlimited income, the best way and the most profitable way to earn money from cryptocurrency is by trading into cryptocurrency. You can trade on any coin, any cryptocurrency, maybe it is Bitcoin or any other. So how do we trade, and what is the main idea behind trading is to buy any asset when it is low in value and wait for some time and sell it at a higher price, and in return you get a trading profit. So whatever is the percentage of margin that you decide, you can earn a trading profit every time you buy and sell any cryptocurrency. So this people do already do from many years in stock market, or maybe in forex market, or maybe in commodities market. This can also be done in cryptocurrency market, because cryptocurrency market has certain advantages which all other markets lack. For example, cryptocurrency market is open 24 by 7. It never sleeps. And anytime you are free, you can go into this market and do some trading and earn some trading profits. And now you have made your day. Secondly, this market is highly volatile, so you can take advantage of the fluctuation of the market prices. Every time the price goes down, keep on buying, and every time price goes up, keep on selling to make the maximum profit from trading. So these activities are those that normally people follow for making money from cryptocurrency. But another way to accumulate wealth is to take the advantage of a long time, of a long time of of journey of Bitcoin, and to understand the one important event that is called Bitcoin halving. What is Bitcoin halving that we now want to discuss? It is an event that occurs in every 4 years since the starting of Bitcoin. And this event cuts the reward for mining or mining of Bitcoin to half in every 4 years. So this is how we control the mining reward, and also in that in continuation we also control the total supply of Bitcoin. So if you look closely, these are the all halvings that has occurred till here. We have just three halvings witnessed in the past almost 14 years. These were the previous halvings, and these are the halvings which we will witness in the coming future. So this is how the block reward has been cut to half after every halving, because before the first halving, the miners or the people who were doing the Bitcoin mining, they were earning a reward of 50 Bitcoin as a block reward. Can you see here? The first time, in the first era of Bitcoin, the mining reward which people used to earn was 50 Bitcoin. And after the first halving, which occurred in 2012, the mining reward from 50 was cut to half and was reduced to 25 Bitcoins. So it was half. That is why we call it halving. In second halving, it was again cut to half from 25 Bitcoin to 12.5 Bitcoin. And after the third halving, which occurred in 2020, 3 years back, it was again reduced to 6.25. But this is going to continue for another 100 years, almost more than 100 years, because the fourth halving, the last halving which we witnessed was in 2020. So when is the next halving going to happen? We all can calculate. Add 4 years from 2020, and you will see the next halving going to occur in 2024, very near to our future. So this is the next halving which is upcoming, and after this halving in 2024, the block reward will be again cut to half. From 6.25, it will be reduced to 3.125, and this is going to continue till the total supply is reduced to zero. The total mining reward is going to zero, and then no more new coins will be generated, because this will be the total supply of Bitcoin. 21 million is the total supply which is going to be generated in the coming 100 years. So we can wait for these halvings. Either we can wait for these halvings, or we can take the maximum advantages of these halving. What is the advantage of this halving that we are going to discuss today? But be prepared for the next four halvings or five halvings which you can witness in your life. In 2024, this will be the reward for Bitcoin mining. Then it will be reduced to half in 2028. Then in 2032, then again 4 years after, it will be reduced to half by 2036, and so on. This is going to continue. Maybe we see next 4 or 5 halvings, but after that, our children are going to enjoy these halvings. So, what is the most important opportunity in front of us uh, that that is hidden inside this important event? We see that almost 92.5% of all the Bitcoin has been officially mined. This was an old post. So now we can consider more than 93% has already been mined. So less than 7% of the total 21 million Bitcoin are yet to be mined. So the first thing that comes to our mind is this asset is scarce in quantity, because if we calculate that total 21 million Bitcoins are available, 21 million Bitcoins are available, and if all the people in the world want to have one Bitcoin, do you know the population of the world is more than 8 billion people? The total population of the world is 8 billion people or more. If each and every one wants to buy at least one Bitcoin, they are unable to buy, because the total supply is 21 million. So the demand is going to increase. Demand is going to increase every day. Every day, new people are joining into cryptocurrency industry, and all of them wants to have a hold of some portion of Bitcoin, because this is still the number one coin in the world. So as the total supply is limited, it is fixed to 21 million. This is causing the price of Bitcoin to surge higher and higher every year. And how much it has grown, let us now see by studying this very important chart that we call Bitcoin stock to flow chart. This is the most important chart in the history of cryptocurrency, because all other coins, all other currencies in the market, they get influenced by this Bitcoin halving. So what is Bitcoin halving? Let me explain first of all what is this chart showing. These are the years every year the price is going up and down, and this shows the price of Bitcoin. And these blue lines, as you can see, these blue lines are indicating the halving events. The distance between each one of them is 4 years. After every 4 years, you will see this halving lines. Okay, so when it started in the year 2009, and this was the launching year of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was launched, nobody took it seriously. People didn't knew about it. Some people believed in and took interest and started mining Bitcoin. That increased the price from $0.1. $0.01 was the initial price of Bitcoin when it was started. $0.01. From $0.1, it rose up to this highest point in the first era. This was called Pioneers era. So this was the highest price, and if you can look closely, it was around $15 per Bitcoin. Maybe it was 16, maybe it was 14, but highest price was just around $15 per Bitcoin in the first year. So when we see a all-time high price, and then it also goes down. It also falls down, and it fell down till the next halving, till the first halving event happened in the year 2012. This was the first halving, and this halving cut the mining reward and also limited the total supply of Bitcoin. So people now became more aware and more interested into Bitcoin because they understood by now that this is a scarce form of asset. So they started buying rapidly, and now the price again went up, and it touched a new all-time high. This time it was around $1,000 per Bitcoin. This was the second all-time high. As you can see, this chart is going up and up. Every year, Bitcoin price goes up and down. Even every day, the price of Bitcoin goes up and down. But if you look at a longer picture, in a longer picture, you see that this is a clear uptrend. It is not coming like this and going down. It is just following a trend that is uptrend. And this is repeating in every era. And the major reason of the prices to go up and touch a new all-time high is this halving event, which repeats itself in another 4 years. So after the first halving in 2012, the next halving was due on 2016. And after this happened, the market, which was going down, again started to go up, and it went up to form to touch a new all-time high. This time it was around $13,000 per Bitcoin. So can you imagine, people used to invest in the first era, they got the highest price of $15. Then in the second era, they bought Bitcoin at the highest price of $1,000, and then they faced the bear market. Still they were in profit if they waited patiently for the next halving, because they knew that this halving is taking the price to a new all-time high, and this time it was $13,000. Again, when the price touched the all-time high, it has to come down, and when it comes down, we call it a bear market, and when it goes up, we call it a bull market. And in this era, the third halving and the last halving which we witnessed happened in the year 2020. Before that, the price was as low as $10,000 or $12,000, but again prices goes up, and this time it touched a new all-time high, and this time it was $69,000. Can you imagine? $69,000 was the till date the highest price of Bitcoin. This was the highest price in this era that we are now talking right now. So $69,000 was the all-time high price, and it was much above than all the previous all-time high. In fact, you can see closely that every time in every era, in every new era, Bitcoin is forming a new all-time high, and this happens only and only because of this halving event, which repeats itself in every 4 years. So this is a most important event that happens in Bitcoin industry, and this is the only reason people are now aware about Bitcoin and aware about Bitcoin halving, and they prepare themselves 1 year before the halving happens, because they know that every time this halving occurs, this is going to take the Bitcoin to a new all-time high. So if this continues, and it will continue, you can see when the next halving occurs, what is going to happen with price of Bitcoin. Definitely each and every one, you can see that this is the next halving, and it is not very far, because we are very near to this halving in the year 2024. We are in the last quarter, even the last few months of today is the new month, that is 1st of November, and only 2 months after we will enter into 2024. And in the first quarter, maybe from March to April, we will see that next halving is going to happen. So we have already missed uh, the the full 1 year of bear market when it was at the lowest in 2022. Still we are very early, because it is still to start a very high bull run when this halving happens. So all the people who buy Bitcoin and accumulate Bitcoin before this halving are going to enjoy the maximum benefit, because this time the halving is going to be massive, that we will discuss later. But one thing is sure, that the next all-time high should be anywhere above $69,000. That is very clear, because every time it is forming a new all-time high, and it is almost 5 times to 10 times the previous all-time high. So this time you can say that it must go above $100,000 to about around $1 million. Anywhere between 100,000 to $1 million will be the next all-time high, somewhere around here, because most experts in the world, they believe that this is going to be the next all-time high, and they connect it to this price chart around $1 million. So this is the next all-time high that you can see, and this is going to happen even if you believe in this or not, even if you take advantage of this or not, even if you take action or just wait for it, you will see this going to happen. So what is the most important action that you can take today if you can see the future? This is the future of Bitcoin. It is definitely telling us that this is a huge lifetime opportunity. So when you see this opportunity, you can buy Bitcoin when it is as low as the price today, that is almost $34,000. Almost $34,000, because we already saw the previous all-time high was $69,000. Even if it touches the previous all-time high, we all will be enjoying profit. And we all know it will not stop here. It will go much above $69,000 and form a new all-time high. That will be the time that we enjoy the maximum return on our investment. But what is the most important action that we can take today to change our future is to accumulate Bitcoin when it is at a price before the halving, so that we can take the advantage of this halving and sell it when it touches a new all-time high. So this is the opportunity in front of us, because we also that before halving price was there, and after halving it has gone up here. Every time this halving takes the price to a new all-time high, and this is going to repeat itself in very near future. But the most important lesson that we can learn from this chart is that what is the best time to buy Bitcoin? It is exactly 1 year before the halving when the price is at the lowest. So this is the main opportunity or the most important opportunity to buy Bitcoin when the price is at the lowest and sell it when it is at the highest. 1 year before the halving, Bitcoin offers us this lifetime opportunity, but most of us missed this opportunity first time. Most of us also missed this opportunity the second time before the second halving, and some of us or most of us also missed this before the last halving. So if you miss this opportunity one time, two time, or three times, please don't forget to miss to take advantage of this opportunity when it is again very near to you. Don't miss it this time. If you missed it three times, still you are not so late. You can still enter and start accumulating Bitcoin when it is at a bottom price. Still, it is more than the bottom price because the previous bottom price was around $15,000 in last year. 2022 was the bottom price of Bitcoin when it touched $15,000. But still, if you miss this when it was $15,000, you can still take advantage of this price, which is today's price, $34,000, because still we can at least double it or triple it in the coming halving events. So this is going to be massive because this is what a great opportunity is in front of us. And all those people who take action before halving, we should have started this even 1 year before. But still, if you are not so late, you can start today and start accumulating Bitcoin because this time the halving is going to be massive. This is what most experts of the world are saying, because this time many new things are happening which never happened before. This is going to be a very, very massive bull run. So the next halving is very near. This is an old screenshot, but today, if you see, it is even less than 200 days. Less than 200 days are left, and almost we are on the verge of next Bitcoin halving. So before we go and check how we can take advantage, I want to give another piece of knowledge with you that Bitcoin shows a clear trend, and it is a 4 year cycle. It is a 4 year cycle. It repeats this 4 year cycle in every 4 years. Why we call it 4 year? Because in every 4 years, we see a Bitcoin halving. So out of these 4 years, between the two halvings, we see 1 year of down market and 3 years of up market. Has this been repeating? This has been repeating. After 1 year of down market, we see again 3 years of up market. 3 years of up market always follow after 1 year of down market. Again, we saw that in 2018, we saw 1 year of down market, and again, we saw 3 years of up market. 3 years of up market, then again, we saw in the year 2022, 1 year of down market. So, what is going to happen in the coming 3 years, which now we all can understand? We all can understand what is going to happen in the year 2023 to 2025. These 3 years will be up market, and we already started this pre-bull run market in from the starting of this year 2023, because after 2022 the price never went back to the lowest price, and it is always going up. And what is going to happen after this 2024 halving will be something very, very massive. So when is the best time to buy Bitcoin? When the adoption is low. Still, we see that only less than 5% of the world's population is invested into cryptocurrency, any cryptocurrency. Can you believe it? Less than 5% of the world's population is still only invested into crypto. Less 95% is yet to enter. We see the price is when is the best time to buy Bitcoin? When the price is at the lowest. And we all see that price is at the lowest before the halving. When the major updates are happening, and I will share what major updates are happening today. And just before the halving, this is the best time to buy Bitcoin. Let me give you a comparison. If you had invested $10,000 12 years ago in any of these billion-dollar companies, the most profitable companies of the world, what could have been your return on investment? Just imagine $10,000 if you invested 12 years before in world's number one mobile company, that is Apple. You could have grown your $10,000 to $108,000, almost $1 million. If you had invested in Netflix, you could have grown to $112,000. If you had invested in Nvidia, this could have given you $286,000. And if you had invested in Tesla, which is the richest company right now, this could have grown your $10,000 to $720,000. But wait for a minute. Let me compare it with Bitcoin. If you had invested the same $10,000 12 years ago into Bitcoin, that $10,000 could have become $653 million now. Can you imagine? This is so massive, so beyond comparison that this is the best performing asset of the last decade. This is still the best performing asset till today. No other investment can give you this much interest. Almost 6 million% of interest or your return on investment. So now today, if you want to buy Bitcoin and you want to start accumulating, you don't have to worry about the price of Bitcoin, which is at current time, it is $34,000. You don't have to buy even one full Bitcoin, because Bitcoin can be divided into very small unit, and the smallest unit of Bitcoin is called Satoshi. And how much is a Satoshi? You can look here. If you add or accumulate up to 100 million Satoshis, then you can get one full Bitcoin. So that means that one Bitcoin can be divided into 100 million small pieces. You don't have to worry how much is the size of your capital. You can start with as low as $10 to buy some portion or some amount of Satoshis, and you can start with that amount. But now we are going to see how much we can grow our capital and how we can grow our capital. Before that, let me give you some statements. Let me show you some statements what all the big experts around the world are saying about this halving and the price of Bitcoin. What is the future of Bitcoin? Coinbase CEO is almost one of the biggest investors into cryptocurrency. He owns his own exchange, Coinbase, and his CEO, Brian Armstrong, says that crypto users will reach 2 to 3 billion in the coming 10 years. This is the future of Bitcoin. According to Michael Saylor, he is the CEO of MicroStrategy and one of the biggest investor in Bitcoin. He says that Bitcoin industry will grow 100 times in the next decade. In the next decade, it is going to grow 100 times from now. Why? Because of mainstream institutional adoption. What are the mainstream institutional adoption he's talking about? He's talking about big, very giant players coming into the market of Bitcoin, because this has never happened before, that world's top, the largest asset management firm, the $1 trillion firm called BlackRock, which is the largest of all the different investors. You can call it the largest firm in asset management. BlackRock has filed for Bitcoin ETF. What is ETF? If you don't know, it is exchange traded fund. That means this $1 trillion company now wants to trade its funds not in US dollar, but he is interested to trade their fund in Bitcoin, in the Bitcoin exchanges. Following them, not more, not one, not two, many big investors like BlackRock, like Fidelity has also filed for Bitcoin ETF. Also, Invesco, Valkyrie, these are all other big investors which have filed for Bitcoin ETF. And latest news was Franklin Templeton, that is 1.5 trillion asset manager, has officially applied for Bitcoin stock ETF. Why these big $1 trillion companies are interested to trade their fund in Bitcoin exchanges? Why is it happening? If you don't understand this, you are missing something, a life changing opportunity, because these are biggest of $1 trillion companies in the world. They are the biggest investors, the big giant players, and they want to trade their trillion of dollars into Bitcoin. So this must be very, very significant. Let me give you an example, a small example. If these four exchange traded funds are approved, if these four companies ETF applications are approved, this will cost $27 trillion to enter into Bitcoin. And do you know the size of Bitcoin today? It is still less than $1 trillion. It is not even $1 trillion. It is $580 billion in market cap. Can you imagine when these $27 trillion come into Bitcoin? And let me give you an example. If only these four industries, if only these four firms, they decide to allocate only 4% of their total turnover. Can you imagine, out of this 27 trillion, only 4%, if they want to invest into Bitcoin, they will buy each and every Bitcoin available on this earth, because they are so huge that Bitcoin seems very small in front of them. So this is the future, and this is not a very far future. This is going to happen very soon, as $27 trillion are coming into Bitcoin. What could happen is, if $580 billion company Bitcoin now has in $27 trillion coming to it, this could take the price to moon, or even farther than moon, because this is just a matter of time. We are just waiting for these big ETFs to get approved, and these will definitely get approved in the coming 2 or 3 months, because this is going to happen before the next halving, because they all want to buy Bitcoin before the halving, so that they too can take advantage of the next halving. So if these $1 trillion companies are so serious to buy Bitcoin, accumulate Bitcoin before halving, we all must be super, super serious. We all must understand and get super serious from today, because this is not a joke that these $1 trillion companies want to buy Bitcoin before this halving. $9 trillion BlackRock CEO, he predicts that cryptocurrencies will surpass traditional currencies worldwide. He believes that the next global currency, which today we all see that the most powerful currency is US dollar, he believes that the next most powerful currency will be cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. That will surpass all the different currencies around the world. According to a statement by Fundstrat, Bitcoin could pass $200,000 price as institutions like BlackRock move in. So can you imagine a Bitcoin which is today available at a small price of $34,000? $34,000 goes up to $200,000. What could be a return on your investment? if you just hold a small piece, tiny piece of Bitcoin, if you just invest $1,000 or $2,000 according to your capital, this can be your return on investment in the coming future. Not only Fundstrat, the biggest of all the banks around the world, Standard Chartered banks, recently gave this statement that they predict that Bitcoin prices must reach up to $120,000 in 2024. And is this going to happen just 2 months from now? After 2 months, we will all enter into 2024, and Standard Chartered Bank predicts that this is the next price of Bitcoin. According to big investor Dan Tapiero, Bitcoin hits $10 trillion market cap. Bitcoin can hit $10 trillion market cap in as you he also believes, he also can understand that trillions of dollars are coming to Bitcoin. According to billionaire VC Tim Draper, he's a billionaire in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. He believes that Bitcoin by the year 2025 will touch the price $250,000. So this is what big experts around the world believe, and they say publicly. They are not joking. They are serious people. These are serious investors. And they have billions of dollars invested into Bitcoin, much more than all of us. They have billions of dollars invested into Bitcoin. And they so much believe in Bitcoin because this is what our greatest opportunity is in front of us. According to a world famous author of Rich Dad Poor Dad book, world bestseller book, he is Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. He believes that US dollar is going to die very soon as Bitcoin goes up to $120,000 per Bitcoin next year. And he also predicts by the year 2025, this has to reach $500,000. Can you believe any one of them? Can you believe any one of you, of these big investors, big billionaires, big experts around the world? Another CEO, Adam Black, of Blockstream, he says that Bitcoin might reach to $10 million in the coming 9 years. He's talking about the next 2 or 3 halvings. He believes that nobody will lose their money, nobody will regret they invested into Bitcoin, because this is a long journey. This is just a starting. We are discussing about the next halving. Imagine you can wait for the next 2 or 3 halvings, and when you see that Bitcoin price goes up to $10 million, then you can sell what you can buy today at a cheaper price. According to Kathy Woods, she is a big investor and also she has applied for Bitcoin ETF. She says that bullish case in the year 2030, she believes that Bitcoin can touch $1.4 million in price. And even if the price goes down, the bearish case cannot go below $258,000. So even if you believe any one of them, you still know what to do now, what you are supposed to do now, because this is a fact that Bitcoin is growing faster than every company, every bank, or every financial company in the world. This has shown in tremendous growth, and this is what we have very coming in future in very soon. So what is the most important action that you can take today that has the power to change your future? The first important action that you can take today is buy as much as you can and accumulate and keep holding till the next all-time high. Buy Bitcoin today. Start buying and accumulating Bitcoin before. Accumulate as much as you can before this halving happens, and not more than 200 days are left. You can start today and keep on accumulating, because after this halving, this is not going to come in your hands, because the price will go so high that you cannot catch it. Second important thing you can do is to multiply your asset, multiply your small capital into a huge capital. How do we multiply it? if we want to trade in Royal Q. If you can start trading in Royal Q, you also not only to buy and hold, but also put your money to work. Put your Bitcoin to work. Let it work for you for at least next 1 year, or at least till the time this halving occurs. So you can multiply it every day. How do we multiply? By trading in Royal Q. I will teach you and I will guide you from there. And the third important action, even more, if we go to an extra mile, we can also learn how to compound our small capital into a huge capital. These are the three important things you have to learn today if you want to take the maximum advantage of this life changing opportunity coming in just 4 or 5 months from now. So start accumulating. Don't let your Bitcoin to rest inside your wallet. Put it to work. Make it work for you and multiply it every day. Every day. And not only multiply, but also learn how to compound it. So who among all of you wants to learn these three important skills? Who all of you from all of you who wants to learn these three important skills? These are your best skills you can learn today to change your future. Let me see who all are excited to learn these important skills, and then I will take you to the next part of today's session that we will learn in Royal Q. Who wants to learn? Just type yes, type excited, type ready, whatever you want to type. Just show me how much you are ready to learn. How much of you are ready to learn? How much you are ready? How much you are excited? Are you excited to learn? Because till now you have a clear idea what is the most important thing you can do today to change your future. But if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know the what is the absolute strategy, what is the ultimate strategy that we can use, even if you have small tiny amount of capital, you can use this strategy, use these knowledge and skills to multiply and compound your Bitcoin into a huge capital. So I can see all of you are ready to learn. So let me take you to the next part of today's session and take you to Royal Q. Now let us move to Royal Q and learn how to implement these three important skills. Remember, first is to start buying and accumulating Bitcoin. Start buy and accumulate Bitcoin. Second, we will learn how to multiply by making our Bitcoin to work for us. Third, we will learn how to compound this. So when you want to buy Bitcoin, you just have to go to your exchange. That is super simple. Go to your exchange and buy with whatever you have in capital. So I am not, let me make it clear for you. This is not an alternative to your regular trading in Royal Q. This is not an alternative because the main purpose of Royal Q, we all know, is to trade in USDT market, and for that we send you signals to trade. I hope you all know and are already trading on our signals in USDT market. So these are the USDT market pairs. You can see almost 90 of them. And when you receive a signal, you all want to trade on these signals, and what you get an average of 3% profit on each signal. So this is the first thing you can do. Second thing, Royal Q also helps you to accumulate Bitcoin by giving you this second market. You can see a second market here, which is called Bitcoin market. This is different from what we are trading right now. We are trading in USDT. And we also see we have a third market. Also, we have Ethereum market. What is the main purpose of these markets? All markets help you to accumulate accumulate whatever you want to accumulate. If you want to accumulate USDT, go to USDT market. If you want to accumulate Ethereum, go to Ethereum market and start a trade. But we all want to accumulate Bitcoin now because this is the best performing asset of the last decade. So this is the best thing you can do. Start trading in Bitcoin market and start accumulating Bitcoin. What is the difference between the two markets? Still we are in USDT market, and you can see these are the all the trading pairs we see here. One thing is common among all these, that we can trade any of these coins if you have capital in form of USDT. That is the first thing you require. You need a capital, and that capital should be in form of USDT, right? Only then we can trade in these trading pairs. So when we go to Ethereum, when go to Bitcoin market, we see that the trading pairs are same, but now the base currency, the capital has changed from USDT to BTC. This means that if you want to trade on any of these coins, your capital should be in form of BTC. You don't need USDT here. Your capital should be in form of BTC. So if you don't have BTC, first thing you do, if you have USDT, go to your exchange and convert your USDT into Bitcoin. Whatever Bitcoin you get out of your capital in USDT, you can use it for trading in any of these pairs. How RoyalQ will trade any of these pairs? Suppose you start trading with XRP and you have a capital in form of BTC, right? So these are the trading pairs. These are the two pairs. This is the trading pair. How RoyalQ will help you to accumulate Bitcoin using this trade? So when XRP, you start a trade and the market goes down, what RoyalQ will do? It will give your BTC and buy some XRP for you. Again, the market goes down. It will again give your BTC and convert it into XRP. So he is investing your BTC to buy XRP when the price of XRP is going down. What happens when XRP price goes up? When it starts to goes up, you are in profit. And what RoyalQ does? It sells in profit. So whenever XRP is in profit, it will sell XRP and give you back your BTC. It will not trade in USDT. It will give you back your BTC. Again, it goes up. It will give you back. It will sell XRP and give you back your BTC. But one thing is very, very exciting here. You will get your capital back. Of course, you will get your capital back, but you will also earn some profit on that trade. And both your capital as well as your profit will all be in form of BTC. So you will not earn a profit in USDT here. Your profit is going to be in form of BTC only because you don't use USDT here. So when you invest your BTC, you will get back your BTC, but it will be increased in quantity. And every time you make profit, you are increasing and accumulating BTC for you. So this will help you to accumulate Bitcoin as much as you can by every time it sells for you and give you profit. The profit will increase your BTC quantity. I hope you can understand here. So what is the strategy and what are the different strategies that we can take here and depending on your capital? So let's say, for example, let's say we want to trade in LTC/BTC. So let us go to LTC and hit on create and then martingale strategy. I hope you all know how to start a trade. So when you see here, this is the trading pair. We have reached the trading page of LTC/BTC, right? So first of all, we have some BTC and we want to trade in LTC. How RoyalQ will trade? It will trade according to the trade settings that we give here, right? So let us go to trade settings and learn what is the best strategy here. So when you come here, you see that all these parameters are pre-filled. These are pre-default settings that Royal Q advises you to take. You don't have to change anything here. First of all, you don't have to change because Royal Q is a greater expert and gives you a best strategy from its own knowledge. So it advises you that the first buy that you start your trade with is 0.0002 BTC. Remember, you don't need USDT here. In USDT market, we start our trade normally with 15 USDT, but now we have BTC in capital. So start with minimum 0.0002 BTC. That is your first thing. First buy you want to start your trade with. When you come down, you see that you have 7 here. Margin call limit is 7, and this is advised by Royal Q that don't go below 7 margin calls. Minimum 7 margin calls you want to take. You can increase this, but don't go below 7 because this will allow you to cover a good market drop in the while trading, right? So 7 margin calls are recommended. Whole position take profit ratio is 1.3 and the callback is 0.3. You don't need to change anything here. Nothing is going, you have to change. Buy in callback is good, 0.5. Sub position take profit callback is also 0.3. And when we go to distributed take profit allocation from here, you can see the 5th call, 6th call, all we have 1.3 as take profit. So 1.3 is our focus on each margin call because we are not trading on one shot here. You see, we are trading on cycle mode here. What is cycle mode? It will keep on buying, it will keep on selling. Again buy, again sell, again buy, again sell. It will keep on repeating buying and selling for the next 1 year. It will not stop this trade till you stop it manually. So if it will keep on buying and selling your trade, every time it completes, it again buys once more. So this is on cycle mode. And the only thing you have to consider here is margin configuration, where we design our capital, we allocate our capital. How much capital do you have and how much market drop you want to cover? So when you come to this page, margin configuration, you see that 2 sides of the page are here. One is the left side and the second is the right side. In left side, we give the margin call drop. How much risk you want to manage. This is your risk management part. And in the right side, we see multiple buy-in ratio. How many times you want to buy. So this is where you manage your capital. This is where you manage your capital and this is where you manage your risk. So how much risk you want to cover, that you can give on in all these 7 margin calls, how much drop in the market you want to cover. So when you come here for the first time, you will see some different figures. You will see 3.5 here or 4% here or 4.2 here or 5 here. So you will see these figures. You can either decide to keep it as it is, as the default settings, or you can change it according to your risk appetite. If you add up all these, the default settings, if you add up all these, this 7 calls will give you 47% of the market drop. So what is advisable? According to experts, experts says that 30% to 50%, anywhere in between you can choose from 30% to 50% market drop. Minimum market drop yet you must cover in these 7 calls is advisable. Don't go below 30%. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. When market drops more than 30% and you have less drop covered, less than 30%, then your trade will be stuck. So the minimum market call drop that is advisable now, because already bull market is going to start and it has already started slowly. So we don't expect market to drop another 30% or more than 30% from here. So minimum you can expect to cover 30% drop in these 7 margin calls, or it is up to you. You want to cover 40% or 47% or maximum 50%. It is up to you, right? There is no fixed rule. What I have done, I have changed the first 4 margin calls. You can see I have given a 6% drop in the first 4 margin calls and another 24% market drop in the remaining 3 margin calls. So total I have covered 30% in these 7 margin calls. You can see here, this is 30%. Because I believe, this is my choice, it may be different from yours. I believe that Bitcoin cannot go below 30% from now. And when you come to the right side of the page, we see the multiple buy-in ratio. What is this thing showing? This is the times we want to buy of our first buy. So first buy multiplied by 2 times, we want to buy our first call. When the market drops by 1% again, we want to buy the second call, that will be 4 times of our first buy. When the market drops by another 2%, we want to buy 8 times of our first buy. 8 times. So if you see here, the default settings that is being provided by Royal Q, this is the default settings of the 7 margin calls. And if you look closely, we are buying double of what we bought before. First call is 2 times, then double of 2 is 4, double of 4 is 8, double of 8 is 16, double of 16 is 32, and so on. So this strategy is the best strategy, and we call it double up strategy. This is the best strategy in the market. Why we call it best strategy? Because if you buy double at a dropping price, you are actually taking advantage of the wonderful strategy that we call dollar cost averaging. This is the best thing, this is the best way to implement this double up strategy, the dollar cost averaging strategy, by using the double up method. So this will give you best result. So the number one strategy that you can start today, number one strategy that we can start is double up strategy, and we all understand now how we call it double up and how much time we are going to buy. So we will buy 7 times using this double up strategy, and when we want to calculate how much capital is required, just add up all these times and multiply the total with our first buy. So let us now go to our calculator. Let us now go to a calculator. I hope you can see and hear me properly. Let me check. Let me give a technical check. First of all, can you see and hear the screen and the voice clearly and loudly? If you can see me and see the screen and hear me properly, just type yes, because this is very important for all of you. Thank you so much. So let us now go to calculator and let us add up the 7 margin calls starting from 2 times and add up the 7 margin call using the double up method. So double up means double of 2, that is 4. The second call, the third call will be double of 4, that will be 8. Then double of 8, that is 16. Then 32, then 64, and then 128. Do we have the 7 margin calls ready? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we have 7 margin calls, and the total comes to 254. But this is not the total. Actually, this is not the total. Don't forget to add 1 in the last. Why we add 1? Because before we buy the first margin call, robot has already bought our first buy. That is 1 time of our first buy. So actually, we are required to buy 255 times of what? This is not our capital. This is the multiplication of our first buy. And what was the first buy? Our first buy was 0.0002. Yes. This was our first buy. The first buy. Remember, The first buy we kept is 0.0002, and this is the total times we are buying, and this is the capital in form of BTC. How much BTC you need? You need 0.051 BTC. This is your capital. Okay. This is not in USDT. This is in BTC. So the quantity you require to start the double up strategy and open 7 margin calls, that is required 0.051 BTC. I hope you are taking notes. You can write it down. The total capital required for double up strategy with 7 margin call is 0.051 BTC. If you want to calculate how much is it in value, you can multiply this with the current price of BTC. Say the market price today is 34,000. Maybe it is more than 34. So let us take today price is 34,000. You require 1,734 USDT. I hope you understand now. This is your USDT capital, 1,734 USDT. If you have 1,700 USDT, you can start trading in Bitcoin market with any of the pairs using double up strategy. And this is the quantity you must have in form of BTC. Whatever the current price is, say it is more than 34,000. Let me take it is 34,500. Suppose so, you require 1,760 USDT. It may vary according to the current price, but this remains the fixed price. This remains your capital. This will not change. Okay. Whatever the current price may be, you require almost on an average 1,700 is required as USDT capital. So is it good for you 1,700? Or what we can do, someone may say that I have less than $1,000. What strategy I should use? You cannot choose the double up strategy that is given in default. You have to change now, right? If someone says I want to trade with less than $1,000, what you can do, you can choose the second best strategy. Second best. This is not the best because best remains the double up, but this is slightly second best. You can say it is still very strong, but not as strong as double up, but still very, very powerful. This is called Fibonacci strategy. How Fibonacci works, let me take you to another coin where I have saved the settings for Fibonacci. So I think it is in link. Let me check. Yes, this is this here I have saved the Fibonacci strategy. So first thing you need to do is change your margin call limit from 7, change it to 8. Add one more margin call, because the weaker the strategy becomes, it will require less capital. Now we can increase the margin calls. So let us go to margin configuration again, and these are the 8 margin calls. So you can see previously I had taken 30% drop. Now I have added 8 margin call. So that increase my total percentage to 42% drop. So this way you have increased your margin call drop. Or if you want to decide and stay at 30%, you can change these figures to a smaller figure. You can reduce these drop percentage. Say you want to change it to another 6% here and 6% here. You want to change it to 6% each. So then you also reduce the margin call drop, and you have now taken 30%. So what is most important is the times you want to buy in using this Fibonacci strategy. This is the Fibonacci strategy. The first call should be 2 times. You can write it down. The second call will be 3 times, and the third call will be 5 times. How we got here? Because what we are doing in Fibonacci, we are adding the last 2 margin calls, 2 plus 3, and put a 5 here. The total times we bought in last two margin calls, 2 plus 3, we put a 5 here. What will come next? The total of last two margin calls, 3 plus 5, we put a 8 here. Then again 5 plus 8, that is 13, and we put a 13 here. Again 8 plus 13, and we put a 21 here. So these are the 8 margin calls, and how much we require in capital. Let us go back to calculator and add up these 8 margin calls, starting from 2, then 3, and 3 plus 2, that is 5. What is 5 plus 3? That is 8. What is 8 plus 5? Just add up the last 2 times. These 2 times add up to 8. These 2 times 5 plus 8 will add up to 13. 13 plus 8, that will be 21. 21 plus 13, how much is that? 21 plus 13, that is 34. 21 plus 13, that is 34. And what is 34 plus 21? That is 55. So the total comes to, these are the 8 margin calls, and the total comes to 141. But don't forget to add one more, because that was the first buy. Actually, you are buying 142 times of your first buy. If you remember the first buy, it was 0.0002, and this is your total capital in form of BTC. How much BTC you need? You can write it down. 0.0284 BTC is your capital. If you want to calculate at the current price, say it is $34,500 right now, you require less than $1,000, actually $980. Say you have $1,000 in capital, you can choose this Fibonacci strategy. $1,000 is required. Okay. If you have $1,700, so you have two options now. You have two options. Let me go to Royal Q now. So we have now two options. Someone has $1,700. You can choose the number one strategy that we call double up strategy. Someone has around $1,000. You can choose the strategy that is Fibonacci. This is second best. This is number one. Okay. So these two options are good for you depending on your capital. But someone may say, I have even less than $1,000. Around $500 or above, around $500, less than $1,000. How can I trade? You can choose the third best strategy that we call plus one strategy. So let me give you to the third strategy. Let me give you the third strategy, and let me open XRP. Let me check. Is this the third strategy? No, this is not. I have saved it somewhere. Let me check. Let me check BNB. No, this is not. Let me check where I have saved. Ethereum, Link, LTC. So ADA is left. Let me check in ADA. Okay. Yes, this is there. So first thing you need to do, if you want to trade with plus one strategy, first thing you need to do is change your margin call limit and increase it to 10 margin calls. Now you have freedom to open 10 margin calls if you want to trade with plus one strategy, because this will require the smallest capital. So how we design our 10 margin calls, you can see these are the 10 margin calls here from 1 to 10. What I have done in the left side, I have reduced the percentages in the first 4 even further. I have given 0.2 call drop, then 0.3, then 0.5, again 0.5. So in this way, I have given almost 1.5% in the first 4 margin calls, because now we have more freedom, because we can divide our 30% or 40% market drop in these 10 margin calls. So when we go down and when we see we have given 1.5%, in the first 4 margin call. Again, I gave 5%, 3.5% in the fifth margin call. 3.5 here and a 5% here in the sixth margin call. So how much is the total? 1.5 plus 3.5, that is 5, and again 5. The total comes to 10% till here. Till the sixth margin call, I have given 10%, and in the next 4 margin call, I have given again 10% each. So I have given 40% here and 10% above, because I believe that market will keep on fluctuating in these 10%, and it will keep on buying and selling the first 6 margin calls. For the last 4 margin calls, I have given a greater percent. The total drop I have covered here is 50%. Right? So this is another way. Or what you can do, you can choose to take 30% to 40%, or maybe you want to take 50% in all the 10 margin calls. So you can divide and distribute your call drop in each of these, right? What you need to learn here is how you buy in the multiple buy-in ratio using the +1 strategy. So this is very simple. As the name says, you are just adding 1 in each margin call. So if the first call is 2 times, +1 is 3 times, then +1 is 4, then 5, then 6, and so on. So you can see from 2, I have given to 11th time. So these are the 10 margin calls. Just keep on adding one more time, and you will reach the 10th margin call, and you will buy 11 time here. So let me add again. Starting from 2, just keep on adding one more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and one more, that is 11. So these are the 10 margin calls, and the total comes to 65. But don't forget, add 1, because that was the first buy. And if you multiply this with the first buy. First buy we used in the BTC market, that was 0.0002. The total capital required is 0.0132. I hope you note it down. 0.0132 is the capital required. Let us calculate how much is it worth in USDT. So if you have less than $500, this is good to go. You require 455 USDT to start and trade on this strategy. So I hope you understood by now. This is your capital in form of USDT. And if this is the current price, this is the BTC quantity you require. Okay. So let us now go back and compare these 3 strategies. Number one strategy is double up strategy that requires approximately 1,700 USDT. Number 2 strategy, if you have less than $1,000, you can choose Fibonacci strategy that requires just around $1,000 or below. If you still have a capital of $500, you can choose the +1 that requires around $500. So I hope you have all the 3 options. Someone may say that I have $700, then which strategy he should choose? If you have $700, you will choose the Fibonacci strategy. If someone says I have $300, you can choose the +1 that requires less than 500. What you can do, if you have 300, you don't have $500. If you have $300, reduce the margin calls from 10 back to 7. Okay, take 7 margin calls. That is the minimum. So you can calculate now yourself. If you have 7 margin calls, if you are choosing +1 strategy, maybe you can trade with 300, around $300. If you have more, then increase margin calls, or if you have less, decrease the margin calls. But don't go below 7. That is why we choose the double up strategy, which requires the maximum capital. And we can trade on 7 margin calls using double up strategy, but this is your capital required. And don't forget, this is the best. Don't compromise your strategy according to the choice of strategy, or the capital required, or the coins you want to trade. Only compromise on these strategies if you have less capital. Someone may say, I have $2,000 or more than $2,000. Why not I trade on 4 coins using this +1 strategy? Someone may think in this way, let us trade 4 coins using +1 because that requires $500. I can trade on 4 coins using the +1 method. This you can do yourself, but this will be least effective. The best strategy remains this one. This is the best. If this is good, this is good. This we call good. This is better. This is better than good. Okay. Don't forget, this is good strategy, but better one is Fibonacci, and the best one is double up strategy. So don't focus on quantity of trades. Don't focus on quantity of coins you are trading. Always focus on the quality of trade. Even if you trade on 1 coin, that will be sufficient for you, because even if you trade on 1 coin, you are accumulating BTC and you want to trade it for a long time. So don't compromise on your strategy. If you have good capital, choose the best strategy, that is double up, or you can choose the Fibonacci, that is also very good. Don't go below these two. These two are very good. Okay. Only choose the +1 if you have less than $500. If you have more than 500, choose Fibonacci or double up, whichever suits you. So when you come back here and you have saved the strategy, now you reach at the starting page where you want to start the trade by hitting on the start button. But don't forget, I also gave you 3 different skills to learn. So let me give you a recap. First thing, we needed to understand how to buy and hold. How you buy and hold? You buy going to exchange, and now you know how much capital is required in form of BTC. If whichever strategy you choose for yourself, go and buy that amount of BTC inside your exchange that you have to buy manually. Okay, that you have to buy. I just gave you 3 different options. So you have noted down all the quantity required in each strategy. Just go and buy that quantity of Bitcoin according to your capital. This is the first thing you need to do. Buy and keep on holding. Don't think of selling it. Okay. Second thing you want to learn was to multiply. How do we multiply? By trading in BTC market. We just learned 3 different strategies to trade in BTC market. We can trade on any of these coins and keep on running this trade on fully auto mode and on cycle mode for the next 1 year, or maybe till we see the next halving, or maybe you can wait till the Bitcoin price goes and touch a new all-time high. So keep it on cycle mode, keep it trading, don't stop the trade, don't withdraw your profit, keep it running and keep it multiplying your small capital. Every time it will give you profit, it will add the profit inside the starting capital, and this will keep on increasing your BTC quantity. So even if you start with 0.051 BTC, if you keep this trade running for at least 1 year or few months, you will see that your quantity of BTC, the quantity of BTC has increased subsequently. So this is how you multiply your BTC using this trading. If you don't trade, you will just buy and hold. Your quantity will not increase. Suppose you buy 1 Bitcoin and keep it on your exchange. You don't want to trade, then your 1 Bitcoin will not increase in quantity. It will remain 1 Bitcoin till the time you want to sell. But if you want to multiply it, keep it multiplying and keep it trading. It will increase that quantity. Every time it trades and sells your coin, it will give you more and more of Bitcoin. So I hope you have now learned the two important skills. And the third skill we also want to learn is how to compound our small capital into a huge capital. Compounding is called the eighth wonder of the world. It is a big secret that only few can understand. How do you compound? Compounding means you want to reinvest your profit inside that same trade and keep it multiplying. You don't want to withdraw your profit. You wanted to use it for multiplying and use it to reinvest in your trade. How do you compound? Now let us learn how to compound. For that, you have to, before you start, go to this button that we call strategy mode. When you are in USDT market, when you trade in USDT market, initially we trade on whole warehouse mode. If you are trading on signals, the first 4 margin calls, we usually trade on whole warehouse mode. If you are trading on more than 4 margin calls, that we call sub-bin mode, you trade on this one, the sub-bin real-time settlement. So these are the two options you use in USDT market. But you see the third option, that is the middle one, that we call sub-bin mode. Usually we don't take this, you don't select this one, but this is best suited for BTC market. Why? Because this allows us to compound our capital. Compound our capital. How does it compound? It is a simple formula. Every time you make a profit, it will not show and give you your profit in your revenue details. It will not be shown in revenue details. You cannot withdraw it. You cannot use that profit for some other trade. But what this does, it adds up this profit inside your original trading capital. It adds up this profit inside the same trade and reinvest it in your same trade. And this is how it will trade for the next time. Next time it will trade with a bigger capital. So it will not be taken out, but it will also be invested inside the trade, in the same trade, and this will add up in your capital and make your capital compound. So every time, next time you are trading, suppose for example, you traded one margin call with 100 USDT, $100 worth of BTC. Suppose you traded on $100 and you earned a profit of $2. Suppose you earn 2%. So next time it will trade not on $100, it will trade on $102 and give you 2% of this 102. That will be greater than $2. Next time maybe you have $104, then it will trade for $104 and give you 2% on this. So this is how you compound your capital by choosing sub-bin mode. This is only suitable for BTC market. Okay, don't use this on USDT market, on any other trade, because we know that in whole warehouse mode we trade on signals. We trade on signals, and on this sub-bin real time we trade on sub-bin mode. That is more than five margin calls. But for BTC market, this is the third option we get, that is sub-bin mode. So change this to sub-bin mode and confirm it, and now you are ready to start the trade. Now you can start the trade, and this is all we have to learn. So I hope you got all the 3 different strategies: how to buy and accumulate when the price is at low, start accumulating, start buying Bitcoin. Second, start these trades, any of these coins in BTC market, and keep it on cycle mode. And this will help you to multiply your BTC because your BTC is working for you. And the third important thing, every time you make a profit, don't withdraw it. Use it inside the same trade to compound your capital into a huge capital. If you keep this trade running for another 1 year, or till the time you see that Bitcoin has touched the all-time high, the new all-time high, then you want to sell the Bitcoin. You will see that you have compounded and accumulated a huge capital starting from a small capital. So this is the strategy you want to learn, and start it from today, because we are already late. If you hadn't started it before 6 months before, you have to start it today, because we are already approaching our next halving, which is less than 200 days from now. I hope all this is clear to you. If you still have any doubts or confusion, you are free to ask in the chat option, and I will try to read all your questions and give you the best answers. Then we can call it a day. So you can start. If you have any doubts, you can start these asking your questions now. So let me take your questions first. The first one I read is, in Binance, we need to convert BTC from USDT, but in Huobi exchange, how to convert? You just have to go to trade option and buy Bitcoin. When you buy in exchange, you go to trade and click on buy, and you want to buy Bitcoin, put the quantity there, and it will tell you how much USDT is required. If you have that amount of USDT, just click on buy at the market price, the current price that is, and it will give you your BTC. Okay, this is simple, just takes 2 minutes to buy. You can't switch margin calls. You can switch margin calls. I don't understand what you want to ask. You can change margin calls if you want. I don't know what you are asking. If you want to change the percentage drop, you can change it anytime. Or you want to change the multiple buy-in ratio, you can change anything, even if the trade is running. That is no big deal. In Binance, we need to convert BTC from USDT. I hope I already answered. What is the least amount for compounding? The least amount I shared in these 3 strategies were $500. But still, if you have less than $500, I will suggest that you can start this minimum 200 or 300 USDT if you have. So that will that will be a small capital, but still, if you have around $300, you can open 7 margin calls and choose the +1 strategy. That will be the best way to trade with the small capital. Choose the +1 strategy and reduce your margin calls to 7. Don't go below 7. If you have less than $300 or $250, then I will advise don't trade. First, accumulate some USDT in trading in USDT market, then start the trade with at least $300. I'm having capital of 300. What advice do you give? I just explained that you can start. Let me share with you one more time. Let me explain. Someone has $300. So what he can do, start from first call and just open 7 margin call. 2 + 1, that is 3, then +1, that is 4, 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. So these are the 7 margin calls, and the total is 35 + 1, that is first buy, and multiply this with the first buy, that was 0.0002. So you just require 0.0072. If the current price is $34,000, you require 244. Okay, that is less than $300. Suppose current price is 34,500. Still, you can trade with around $250. So actually, this requires 250 USDT approximately. If you open just 7 margin calls, choose the +1 strategy, give 30% drop, and +1 strategy will require 250 USDT. This will This is your USDT capital and this is your BTC capital. If this is the current price, you can check the current price and start. I hope this is clear now. So let me check your questions now. Okay. In case you start with a small capital of 500 and later you want to increase your capital, what do you do since you are on cycle? You can change your strategy anytime. It doesn't matters. Even if the trade is running, you don't need to worry about it. Just go and you can change all the parameters. Suppose you start with +1 strategy, later on you have accumulated more BTC, then you can switch from the +1 strategy and go to Fibonacci strategy. Just change all the right side of the page from +1 to Fibonacci. It will start from the last call it has bought. Suppose you have already bought 4 calls, the 5th call will be bought according to the new parameter which you give. So you don't need to worry. You cannot you can change anything in all these strategies. You can change any time and anything. You don't need to worry, but it will apply from the next call. Okay, so it will not change what it has already brought for you or sold for you. It will apply in the future calls. So even if you have changed the strategy and it goes back to the previous call after selling the last call, it will now apply the new parameter which you have given. I hope this is clear. Does it requires to switch on margin call button like in USDT? Yes, the margin call button should be switched on definitely if you want to buy. If you don't want to buy, then you can switch it off. But if you want to buy robot to buy for you, then you must keep it on mode, right? The margin call button should be on. I am having 300. I already explained you the $300 strategy. In BTC market, do you get your profits after it sell it all, or it also has real time settlement? Yes, always you can choose to apply the real time settlement. It is up to you. The 3 different strategies mode, whichever you want to take, you can either take sub-bin or sub-bin real time settlement. It is up to you. But I explained to you the difference, because if you want to compound it, the best way to compound is to choose the sub-bin mode, not the sub-bin real time, because real time will take out your profit from the trade and it will not be reinvested in the trade. So that will be not compounding. If you want to compound, then choose sub-bin. If you don't want to compound, just remain with the same capital, then you can choose sub-bin real time. It is up to you. There is no compulsory thing here. I gave you what can be the advantages, and you can understand very well. Repeat. Someone is asking to repeat again how to convert USDT to BTC. That is very simple. Go to your exchange, and there are 2 ways to convert. First is go to trade option. There you will see buy or sell, 2 options. Click on buy option and choose the market price instead of limit price. Choose the market price and then put the quantity, whatever quantity you want to buy. I just gave you 3 different options, and it will tell you how much USDT is required and how much USDT you have inside your wallet. If you have that sufficient USDT, click on buy and it will buy for you in 1 second. It will buy at the current price, whichever is the market price. That is the first way you can buy Bitcoin using your USDT. If you want to use the convert option, you have convert option also in your exchange. You have to search it yourself in the menu, or you can go to trade, and in trade options also they give you the convert option. Then you can click on convert. Then you have to feed which coin you want to convert and which coin you want it to convert to. So from you will choose the USDT, and convert to you will to in you choose the BTC. So it will convert USDT to BTC. So if you use the convert option, it will save your transaction fees that is charged by the exchange, because converting the coin doesn't requires any fees. But if you go and convert using the trade option, then it will charge the transaction fees. So two different ways you can choose, whichever you want to choose. I hope this is clear. So the next question is, can the accumulation in circle stop due to insufficient funding? Because mine has stopped due to insufficient. Yes, definitely the fund. If you require this amount of BTC and you have less than that amount of BTC, for the next call, it will go and check in your spot wallet how much BTC you have. If the required capital is more than the available capital, definitely it will stop and show you the message that you have insufficient balance in your exchange. So you must maintain the same quantity of BTC as you have given in the strategy. How to calculate, I just gave you in this session, how to calculate the amount of BTC you have. So you must have the same or more than that capital in your exchange. If you have insufficient capital, the robot will not buy, because it has to buy with the same parameters. Okay, if your trading has stopped due to insufficient balance, then you can go and buy some more Bitcoin and increase your quantity. Then again start the trade, switch on the margin call, and it will buy for you. Will I be able to make the same profit if I convert it to USDT? I don't understand what you want to ask. If you want to use these strategy in USDT market, yes, definitely you can. You can apply these strategies. These are the common strategies, yet you can use in all the three markets. Even if you want to trade in USDT market or Ethereum market, these strategies remain the same. Only thing you need to consider is how much capital is required, and I already told you how to calculate that. Will I be able to make the same? Okay, I've answered. About signal, I just get my coin and I set it, or there are specific signals. So if you want to learn how to trade on signals, we do different trainings on different days. You can consult your upline, or you can check in the WhatsApp group, whichever you have. We do daily trainings in Crypto Ambassadors platform. We do all the trainings each day, and you can attend the signal trade training when you get that training message. So you have to go to that training, because today's topic is about Bitcoin accumulation also. So I cannot discuss other things here. Okay, someone is asking 300 USDT can be traded in cycle mode strategy too. Yes, it can be traded in cycle mode, unless you go below 7 margin calls. So keep it, the minimum margin call should be 7, and the capital required I just showed you, calculated you for you, that is around 250 50 USDT that is required for 7 margin calls. Does it need gas fees? Yes, definitely. Royal Q charges you on your profit. That is 20% of your profit is deducted every time you make a profit using Royal Q. That will be charged as gas fees. And always it uses USDT balance that is kept inside your Royal Q wallet to charge for that fees. So it will calculate itself how much was your profit in BTC and how much is the 20% of your profit in BTC, and then it will convert it into USDT, the profit, the gas fees, and it will charge the same amount of USDT from your gas wallet. I hope you get it clear. So that gas fees will be 20% and it will charge in USDT, in form of USDT from your asset wallet in Royalty. I'm holding Ethereum. Can I use it to multiply? Yes, definitely. You can go to Ethereum market, the third market available, and open a trade using your Ethereum and trade on any of these coins available in Ethereum market. You can choose any of these strategies, but first of all, you need, before starting, just calculate how much total capital is required. And the first buy in Ethereum will be different from what you see here. It will be given there in default settings. If you don't change it, it will be given. It is different in each market. Just like it is 15 USDT in USDT market, it is 0.0002 in BTC. Ethereum requires some other first buy, and you can calculate in this using these methods that I just shared with you, how much capital is required and how much you have. If you have that capital, then you can choose the strategy and start your trade. I am also trading in Ethereum market. Personally, I am trading, and that is also very good. What is the minimum capital start with BTC? I just showed you all the different strategies, and the fourth thing I just shared with you is $250 strategy. So minimum capital, you can say 250 USDT or above you have. You can choose plus one strategy, or if you have more than $500, you can choose the Fibonacci. If you have around $1,000, if you have more than $1,000, around 1,700, then you can choose the double up strategy. If you have less capital, start with plus one. So I hope I have answered all your questions, and now we can close the session, as already it has been two hours, and I hope you all understood and have a very wonderful learning today about BTC, about Bitcoin halving, about the chart of Bitcoin. You understood very well that what is the best thing you can do today to change your future, and what is the biggest opportunity you have in front of you. Start accumulating today, whatever capital you have, small or big, it doesn't matter. But what matters most is how much action you want to take starting from today. If you take action in the right way, using the right strategy, that will allow you to change your future, and you take the maximum advantage of what is coming in front of you. In the coming few days, you will witness yourself that Bitcoin prices will go as high as you never saw before. It will definitely go much above the previous all-time high and form a new all-time high. Don't stop yourself from taking advantage. Start today with small capital and keep on accumulating and compounding. And till we reach the new all-time high, we all will become multi millionaires. So this is how we grow our wealth. And thank you all of you for being a part of this training. And I hope you got a clear understanding. If someone wants to watch this training again, so you can go to Crypto Ambassadors YouTube channel, and you will find this training and all the previous trainings in the live section there. This training is streamed live on YouTube in Crypto Ambassador channel. Go and subscribe. And you can also share this training. You can share this video with all your prospects, all your team members who have not attended today's training. You can share this video with all of them and give them an opportunity to have this knowledge and start with you with the wonderful BTC accumulation. Thank you so much, all of you. See you in the next training. And till then, happy trading to all of you and happy Bitcoin accumulation. Bye-bye and have a